Hello, everyone. All right, so if you're here, we're going to be starting in a few minutes an interview. Yes. This is going to be one of my first interviews that I'll be doing weekly on Wednesday. So Wednesdays at 8 o'clock, this is where I'll be, and this is where I want you to be as well. Yeah. So today we'll be interviewing Jill. She's one of my good instructor friends from Crunch Gym. So tune in. Go ahead if you want to get your dinner on the side. You can watch this interview while you're eating dinner. You can watch this interview while you're watching TV, while sitting down. If you're exercising, I totally get it. Come back later. Come back to me when you finish your workout. If by any chance you have any questions for me right now, you can go ahead and ask me some questions. Feel free to do that as well. I'm here to serve you, yes? And for you people that have not come to my class, shame on you, shame on you. I still love you though, I still love you. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring her in, but before I do, hello everyone. Thank you for coming to my first interview on Instagram Live on a Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So again, if you're not doing anything, stay here, okay? Stay here, because this is informative, right? If you want to know the stuff that we go through as instructors, stay here, yeah? Let's bring Jill in. Hello, Jill.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good, good, good. What's that in the background?
It's a tapestry, a mandala.
I love it. Is it like you have it like hangs up?
Yeah, this is my little studio where I teach from.
Ah, yes. Okay, that's your studio background. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, Jill, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited. I know this is last minute for you to join me, so I really appreciate that you're here with me.
Thanks for asking me. I'm pumped. Yeah.
I was like, I just spoke to Jill yesterday, and I was like, hello, let me ask her. So how are you? How's everything?
I'm good. Yeah. Just trying to stay warm.
Right. It is cold outside, right?
Yeah. I try to go outside every day though. So no matter the weather, and just like spend a few minutes outside.
Right. And get some oxygen in, right?
Yeah.
Well, I first want to congratulate you on your 10 years. You said as a Zumba instructor?
Yes. Yay.
Amazing. Congratulations. 10 years. Wow. So for you guys that are watching, so me and Jill actually, we did our audition together at Crunch. And it was so funny because we're there auditioning, and we actually auditioned with Louis, who's also an instructor and a manager at Crunch. And yeah, we got in.
Yay! I know.
So it was like meant to be, and it was really nice meeting Jill there. She had like that Zumba awesome energy, so it was beautiful. And I feel like every Zumba instructor has this, like, I'm happy, I'm smiling, and you definitely had that attitude. Like you just came in like smiling, like you wasn't serious like whatsoever. So I appreciate your spirit.
Thank you. You have the same, and you have the same beautiful energy, girl.
Thank you. I try. I guess that's why we became Zumba instructors, because we have that energy, probably.
Yeah.
All right, girls. So let's go ahead. So your first question. So what made you become a Zumba instructor?
Okay, this is funny because I actually became an instructor without ever taking a Zumba class. Like I saw the infomercial for it back in the day when it was like on TV a lot. And I just loved it just from like watching people. Yes, this is what I need. Like I was never really into working out, but I loved to dance, and I was just so drawn to it and signed up for a training. Yeah, without even taking the class.
Wow. Okay. And did you it was that like your first thought, and then it was kind of like, okay, let me go ahead in that direction? Or were you kind of like, oh, well, let's see where this takes me? And, you know, like, did it take time for you to become an instructor?
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, I saw it a few times and I just knew I was drawn to it. And at the time, my good friend Kristen owned a gym and she wanted to start doing classes and she was like, you teach here? And I was like, okay.
Nice.
So I was like, let me go for it.
Okay, okay. And were you working somewhere else at this time, or how was that?
I had just graduated from college, and my family was in this situation where my great aunt lived with us. She was in her 90s and needed some more care. And so between her and my mom, between myself and my mother, we took on that role to take care of her. And so at the time, I was kind of like in this transition period of looking for a job. But I started teaching, and it ended up being really helpful because it allowed me to be home a lot and also be able to work.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. That's great. That's good to hear. So you first worked at your friend's gym?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Nice. And were there other instructors there teaching with you guys, or was it just you two?
It was just us. Yeah. It was a small
Okay.
gym, and then she taught some classes. Yeah.
Okay. And how was your first experience teaching? Because I know a lot of us who first started teaching Zumba or whatever our format was. I know for me it was very nerve-wracking to teach my first class. So how was it for you?
Yes, same. Nerve-wracking, and just, especially your first class, you're trying to remember so much choreography and not mess up, and you definitely don't have that confidence
Right,
in your
right.
ability. Yeah, you're just kind of like,
Right. Yeah, definitely. I definitely get that. And like, did you, or like, how long did it take for you to have like your set choreography set? Because right, for a lot of us, we need to already have those 13 or 15 songs ready, right, for our first class, and they need to be memorized. So how did that all go for you? Like, was it hard for you to create choreography? Did you take choreography from the Zumba choreos, or how did it all come together?
yeah, both. So I had fun making my own choreography. It's funny looking back at the choreography I made back then, because and even like the music I chose, I was like, what was I thinking?
Right?
Songs that
The
I
same
like
way.
that weren't even really good, like dance songs. I'm like, I really like this song. I'm gonna make it into Zumba.
Right.
Yeah, and I grabbed some from Zen, from our Zumba community, and they send us the choreography, so that was really helpful too.
Right. That's cool. Yeah, it's so funny because I mean, I agree the same way with you, because when I look back at my choreography, I'm like, what was that? Like, 'cause that wasn't even like the format. And then it's so funny because it's like our students are still requesting those songs from like the beginning, and you're like, yeah, no, like that was horrible. I don't know why you brought it, but I'm not doing it ever again.
Yeah, like erase that from your mind. It's not coming back.
Right, exactly. And I look at the videos and I just want to cover my eyes, and I'm like, oh my God, what was that? It's so funny. So you said that you watched an infomercial or a commercial for Zumba, and that's how you got influenced in becoming an instructor. Was there a Zumba instructor who influenced you, or is there someone now that's an instructor who continues to influence you to be a better instructor?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, so many. So many, including you, girl.
Well, no, I mean like the top notch. Like you would be like, like Beto, or like, you know what I mean? Like
one of my biggest influences, her name is Loy Bell, and she's in Florida, and she's just amazing. And if you ever get down to Boca Raton, you have to take her class.
Oh, nice, awesome. So you had the chance to then dance with another Zumba instructor while you were in Florida?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I would just, connect with people and take their classes and yeah.
Okay, nice. Oh, that's so nice. I like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, is there any other instructors now that like influence you? Because like for me, like I love like Gina because
Yeah.
she has that hip hop feel.
Yes.
And then Heidi because she has like the Caribbean feel and like the Latina version. So those two, and then obviously Loretta because she's just amazing. So is there any others that you would say that also have influenced you?
Yeah. All the ones you just mentioned. Amazing. I also love Cass Martin.
Oh yes, she's
Yeah.
amazing
She's
too.
so silly too. Like
Yes, yeah, she has a lot of personality.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I agree. Okay, cool. And then how has being an instructor changed your life? Like, has it made you a better person? Has it affected you in regards to, getting things done at a certain time, making things more manageable? Like, how has it changed you?
Well, in so many ways. And the first being that I really wasn't into working out before or really moving my body much. Like I didn't do sports. I have this like running joke that, I don't know if when you were in high school, like we used to have these set running days. And every time it came around, I had some excuse as to like, I can't run today, whatever.
Right, like I don't want to. right, I don't want to.
That was me. Like, I was like, I can't run today. And so, Zumba was like my gateway drug, if you will, to the fitness world.
Right.
I didn't stop with Zumba. I like went on. I teach like Pilates now. I got my group fitness certification, and learned more about nutrition and how to take care of myself. And it's just been, so helpful in so many aspects of my life.
Okay, that's awesome. That's good. Now, seeing that you already said that you did your certification for group fitness, what is your suggestion in regards to that, right? Because there are some instructors out there who do not have their group fitness certifications for whatever reason, right? Not to downplay any instructor whatsoever, but what is the what are the pros with attaining a group fitness certification?
One of the pros is that it taught me how to be more careful with my classes and certain movements that are, risky movements that I really shouldn't do. So I try to minimize those kind of movements, like in my Zumba class, just learning how the body works, basic anatomy and how to arrive to a class and really be more just them, the 45-minute hour instructor there and how to reach, create that community with your students beyond the classroom.
Okay. And do you feel that having this certification has made you a better instructor?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That's good. And you still have it, right?
Yeah. I just had to.
I still need to take my test.
I was going to say, I know you're about
to recertify. You got to keep recertifying.
Yeah. I love taking all certifications. You just always learn something,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
You can apply it. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree that because it's funny because, we have to do our recertification. And, I'm reading over and I'm like, okay, I already know this, blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, I take the exam and I'm just like, yeah, I didn't know that. Or, you read something and you're like, oh shit, I didn't know that. Or, ooh, I wasn't doing that right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good, because it teaches you the correct way, right? Especially like dealing with like our students, right? Like what's the correct way, how we're not supposed to, give them any like trainings or like tell them to do this because, we're not trained doctors or personal trainers to let them know exactly what they need to have done, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So, just to also add, that's why it's better to get a certification, even though it is annoying, right? To have to study, and I don't like to study, but if this is something that you really want to do and you want to make sure that your students are safe and that you're safe as well, then it's like you might as well do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a great thing you mentioned too, to be safe for ourselves, because there was a time I was teaching just like way too much Zumba.
Right, right.
And, I was in my head, I'm like, I'm young, I'm fine, whatever, what's rest?
Right.
And I ended up actually hurting myself. Like I ended up just causing some joint damage to my right knee. And, because I really was just like not taking care of myself.
Right, right. That's another thing, right? The certification does teach you that, sometimes we like overtrain and we just overdo it and we need to rest. That teaches you as well. So with also that being said, I know a lot of students, they think, oh, you're an instructor, so that's why you're so fit, or, oh my God, you're going to lose so much weight or whatever, when in fact, that's not the case, right? Because you would reach a plateau because we teach so many classes, our body gets used to it, and we don't lose the weight. Like I remember when I first started teaching, I lost so much weight. Like I was super skinny in the beginning, but then afterwards I was like, ooh, I need to kind of train myself on the side. So how do you work out for yourself and kind of balance it out with teaching as well?
Yeah, great question. So, because of quarantine, I started my own online virtual classes. And for the first time, it's like I'm making my own schedule. And I made it in a way that I have like variety within the classes. So I do like some Pilates and stretching. I do some strength training with light weights, and I do Zumba. So I have like a nice combination of different types of workouts, and
Okay.
are my workouts.
Okay. So you then go full out in your classes so that you can work out for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And if for some reason I'm not like 100%, I can take it easier too,
Right, right.
Exactly. Demo mode, yeah.
Right, exactly. Now, there's a lot of students out there that, may only take Zumba classes, or maybe they only take cardio-based classes. Do you suggest anything else for them to take other than cardio, or what is your take on that?
Yeah, absolutely. To at least try a different class. Sometimes we have it in our head that we're not going to like something because of X, Y, and Z. But to just give it a try and see how you feel. There's so many different types of class formats, which is wonderful.
Right.
So have fun, experimenting, and it's always good to challenge your body in different ways.
Right, exactly. I agree with you. So obviously with quarantine, things have changed, right? So we used to teach at the gym, and now we can't, and now we're teaching virtual classes. How has your transition been between teaching in person and now teaching with virtual? Like, how do you feel about it? What are some things that you needed to now change? What are the pros and cons of now teaching while in quarantine?
Yeah, well, it's been a learning experience for sure.
Right.
So I'm appreciative for that. But, just figuring out like technical things, and then also figuring out, I feel like a lot of instructors went virtual when quarantine started. So, like trying to find your people as well.
Right.
Like a very saturated market, which is good. It's great to have variety. And
some of the challenges would be just being able to continue to create that engagement with each other, you know. And so sometimes, even if I have a small class, I'll keep us unmuted so we can like hear each other going back and forth.
Right.
So it feels more like we're actually in a class, you know, talking.
Right.
Hear each other being like grunting and or like or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. And you know, I put everyone on like gallery view. I really like to see people doing it with me and be able to help cue them. But it's hard to catch everything from this end than when you're seeing someone in a person and you can see, you know, 360 degrees around.
Right. Right.
I definitely take more time with my cueing to make sure that they are doing it safely. And, yeah.
Okay. And is there any other advice that you would have for other instructors that are, I would say, maybe still struggling, teaching virtual, maybe, you know, I don't know, something that can help them with Zoom that they don't know about, or maybe that's something that they can do for themselves that would help them or help their students? Like, what's your advice?
Yeah, well, so with Zoom, I have this extra program I use. It's called Loopback, and that's the way I've been able to use I use my AirPods as my mic, and I can play the music through my computer. I'm kind of simplifying it right now. It's more complicated than that. But you can look into Loopback as like a program to help with the music part of it. Or the other thing I use is also like a mic with an external speaker, and that works pretty well. But again, it's something you have to invest in. So if you have, you know, some kind of wireless headphones you can use as a mic, that's a good option. And let me see. And just putting yourself out there. I've recorded so many things here as well that I've put like on YouTube, or that I've just put like, you know, through Instagram to help just promote the classes. And, you know, even with like the videos I've recorded, it's like, you know, you see one video, but it took me like an hour to do.
Right.
Or because I had to like record it 3 times because I messed up, and then I had to like figure out how to upload it, and I had to put the title, you know, it's just like there's a lot of work that goes behind it.
Right.
But it's been helpful to just kind of be able to, if someone's interested in a class, be like, oh, here's a sample of what my classes are like. Check it out, you know, and have that little bit to send someone. Right.
Like the whole editing and having to record yourself and then having to post it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, right? Just to get yourself out there. Yes, definitely. And how long does it usually take you to set up, right? Because all of our instructors, well, many of us, right, we like to make the background look nice. Like, right, you have your background set up with your lights and, you know, your purpose backgrounds. How long does it take for you to set up everything? So putting the computer, your phone, your backdrop, your music, all that stuff, putting the playlist together. How long does everything take to set up?
So thankfully, it honestly doesn't take me too long to set up because I've been able to take over this one room. This used to be a guest bedroom, and I'm actually at my in-laws' house. During we left New York and we came here. We thought it was going to be temporary, but we're still here. And my in-laws are actually in Florida. So they're retired and they went there for the winter, and they let me take over this room. So thankfully, like, it's pretty set up. I just have to I have some special, I have like some special studio lights I use.
Okay.
Like one on the side.
Okay.
Yeah. And then in front of me, it's kind of messy right now, but
it's okay. No judgment.
Yeah. My computer's right here on a stand, like ready to go, and so it doesn't take too long to set up. You know, I take more time like figuring out what songs I'm gonna do or like what exercises I'm planning. And
Right. And then I see in your backdrop you also have lights on the bottom. Is it that you have?
It's on the bottom and they go up around
On the side. Okay.
Yeah. This is covering a closet.
Okay. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. And then speaking about fitness, what do you do to stay healthy? Because Jill, you're very fit. Okay, as we saw in your picture that I posted for the flyer, you're a very fit girl. So, what are some healthy tips that you can give to other students or other instructors, just so they can either stay fit or could just help them in their fitness journey?
Absolutely. So this might be something new for some people, but I follow something called intuitive eating. And what it is I don't really follow any type of like diet. I don't try to restrict myself. It's funny because yesterday I was craving an apple pie and I made an apple pie and I had like a huge piece of it, you know, and try to just eat it without guilt because I really just wanted it.
Right.
Just trying to get in tune with, you know, when I'm hungry, what I'm hungry for, what's going to satisfy me when I'm full, and try to, that's kind of my approach behind how I eat. And, you know, in terms of fitness, the same thing. I try to work out from a source of what's going to make my body feel good and not necessarily what's going to make me look a certain way. I think we're all really unique, beautiful people in different bodies. And we can't compare each other's bodies. You know, I think I've always been just a small person naturally.
Right.
But I find just a great sense of peace with my food by not following a diet.
Right.
And, you know, because that used to be me. I used to be on different types of like ways of restricting myself, you know, throughout the week. And then I eat what I want on the weekend. And it was kind of like this binge cycle I was on. It was really unhealthy for me. More so mentally, because my brain was like just kind of obsessed about food and what I was going to eat and what I couldn't eat. And so being able to get that like out of my mind, I'm able to concentrate on other things, better things that I want to put my energy towards. Yeah. And I'm actually a health coach too, and I help coach people on how to be an intuitive eater and embrace this different type of life.
Nice, beautiful. Now, I mean, do you like your salads? Are you more of a cake person, or do you eat your McDonald's here and there? Like, what is it like for you? What's your lifestyle like?
I eat everything. I mean, I can tell you today I made like a quinoa with beans with avocado salad for lunch. And then for dinner, I was really craving pizza. And I had like a slice of pizza. Yeah. Like...
Right, but you didn't eat a whole pie.
Yeah.
Right. So there's that balance, right, that you were talking about, right? Like, I had my salad, but hey, you know what? I really want pizza, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat it, right? Like, definitely that balance. Awesome. So just two more questions. What has been one of the most funniest moments you have had while teaching Zumba? This could be either pre-quarantine or right now while teaching virtual.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think.
I mean, if you haven't had any funny moments, then that's fine too.
No, I mean, I can't think of like something specific, but I always feel like we're just being silly and having fun. I always try to like not push the envelope, but just get people to be extra silly and kind of like out of their comfort zone, I guess. Yeah, so like throughout the years, you know, I used to have this one song where we were like dancing in this one part where you start like high-fiving people, and at first it's like they're like, no, we're not doing it. Yeah,
Right.
You gotta like really
get them into it. Right. Like, I ain't touching you. Right.
Pre-quarantine. But you know, so like just seeing the transformation of like people being able to embrace like the more silliness of it is
right.
Actually, okay, I had a funny story today, actually. I was doing kneeling squat, which is like you're on your knees and then you push your butt back and then you squeeze up. And so we're doing that, and we're doing like a double pump at the top, and my arms are starting going like this, like this. I'm like, I don't know, we're just like humping the air, but it's all good, guys. Just keep going.
See, that's something you needed recorded so you could show it to everybody as a blooper.
Yeah. I'm just being like, just having fun with it. You know?
Right. Yeah, I agree. I don't know if there's more funny moments before quarantine happened or maybe after. As like for me, this happens kind of frequently, but you know how you have like the mic, right? Sometimes you turn it off and you turn it back on. So at one time I had the mic off and I'm like talking to my students and I'm like excited and all you see is, you know? So I'm like all excited and I think that they're listening to me and I'm like, why aren't they like, yes, you know what I mean? Like excited with me. And then I realized that my mic was off and I'm like, okay, I feel stupid. You know, and you're kind of like, all right, well, there goes that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I guess my last question is, what is your goal as a Zumba instructor or just as an instructor in general? What's your goal for like your future?
Ooh. I was saying I'm really excited about teaching virtually because I feel like I can expand my reach that way. You know, so right now I have like a friend in Mexico that joins us, my friend in Germany would be joining us in. So I'm really excited to be able to like teach and reach more people. I started recording some classes as well, and I want to build like an on-demand platform. So if you can't make it to a live class, you can work out with me, you know, through like a subscription-based on-demand class. And I don't know.
That's fine. I mean, that's good too. Yeah. That's good too. I honestly feel this has been, well, quarantine, right, has been an opportunity for us as instructors to think about maybe something else that we would want to do moving forward, right, until we can go back, you know, into the gyms and stuff like that. So, I mean, just having that goal in general, just to, you know, teach more classes virtually and have that available. I mean, that's a great goal. So that's good to have.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I was gonna say, and I also like, I love to travel. So, you know, if I'm able,
yes, you do.
I mean, I would love to go back to a gym too. But if for some reason, like I'm not in a gym and I'm just doing it virtually, I'd also be super happy doing that.
Right. And that also gives you the opportunity to travel to other places, and you could set up your computer and do your Zoom wherever you feel like it, right? You have that option. So that's amazing. So yeah, Jill, so that's all the questions I have for you. I appreciate you coming on tonight with me for my first interview. So guys, this will be, well, hopefully I'll be doing this weekly, bringing in Zumba instructors and maybe in the future, you know, adding in different formats. So this is going to be every Wednesday, guys. Every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, I will be introducing you to a new instructor. Today we had the amazing Jill. And then next week, I will be having Danilo. So if you guys that know my Brazilian instructor, he will be with us next week, Wednesday. Okay. Any questions? Do you have any questions for Jill? Give them to me now. Put them in that little question mark part. It could be any question like, hey, Jill, what's your favorite lipstick? Because Payton's,
I know so much
you love my lipstick.
Both of us.
We both have pink lipstick on.
I know. I was like, I have to come on and be super colorful. I have like my brightest shirt, like.
Right. You're like, oh, what should I wear? Something bright, I look cute, right?
Yeah.
Would you like to share your schedule, how people can find you if they want to take your classes?
Yeah. So, you can go to thejillpill.com. Pretty easy to remember. It's also linked in my bio. And you can go right there to see my schedule and to sign up for the classes. And yeah, I'd love to have you out there. You too. Wait, Melissa, you too. I'm like, when are you?
And me. Hold on, we have a question. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, we have a question from Carl. So, question is, how do you manage to keep your hair so gorgeous while you're teaching class? Jill,
That's my friend.
How do you keep your hair gorgeous? Good question.
Okay, all right. The secret is
What is your secret, Jill?
It's herbalist. No, it's I just have really thick hair. And so when I sweat, it kind of just absorbs it. It doesn't really like make its way down. Just soaks it up like a sponge. Same thing with like my sports bra. All the sweat goes right here. Just like.
So you don't put anything in your hair, like when you sweat, you just let it rock.
Yeah, I'll put it up sometimes, but like I was saying, my hair's thick, so I'll put it up with a hair tie. I've had hair ties break in the middle of class. They're like, "Nice try."
Right.
So
Yeah.
it goes like up and down, but yeah, I like to have it down. I joke that it's like my fifth limb. It's like
right. It has its own personality. Like, hey, right. Yeah, I feel like we all have different like hair types, right? Like you said, you don't use anything. I know some people that maybe use like a deep conditioner and they keep it in their hair, or they use hats. I know some people put the hat so they don't have to deal with the hair moving everywhere. With me, with my curls, like I just let it rock because my curls have a mind of their own. And honestly, like if I have like a spritz bottle, I would spritz the bottle of water like in my hair just to hydrate it, right? Because when we're sweating, the salt dries out our hair. So it's really good to like hydrate your hair. I know some instructors, they wash their hair right after class because they don't like the feeling of the sweat and the salt. So if you have that type of hair, hey, I wish I could wash my hair every day, but that's not gonna happen. And I know some people use the dry shampoo on their hair so that they don't have to keep washing it. But yeah, I mean, I know people can go online. I know when I started teaching and I wasn't in my curly hair phase, my hair was straight. And I would just look up online, like, oh, what can I use, for my hair? Because it was so annoying. Like, especially when my hair was straight, the salt would dry out my hair and it would just look like crazy. And it was so annoying. And honestly, it was another reason to push me to kind of go into a natural state, because this is much more easier than to deal with having to straighten my hair every single day. But yeah, definitely a great question. All right, guys. So if you have no other questions, I just want to thank you for tuning in today with me. Remember to catch me next week, Wednesday, with Danilo. I will be posting the flyer on Sunday. I also want to thank Jill for being my first interviewee for this week. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences and giving us so many of your best answers that you have. And yeah, make sure to follow Jill, okay, at the Jill Pill. Is there an underscore in
There is an underscore.
Okay. So you put underscore, and so it's going to be the underscore Jill Pill. Jill has all her classes in her bio, so check her bio and you'll see all the amazing classes that she'll be teaching virtual. And go ahead and follow her because she's an amazing person and she has a good heart. So yeah, so thank you so much, Jill, for joining me today. Good night, everyone. I'll catch you guys next week.
Night, night. Bye-bye.